Let me ask you one thing. How valuable is your time? When you look back, are there moments that weren't worth it? The truth is, every moment in life is precious, and we only have 24 hours each day to live. Time passes and never comes back, and every decision we make about how to use that time affects every aspect of our lives. If you are constantly preoccupied with other people's lives, if you keep worrying about the troubles of those around you, then you are missing the opportunity to grow yourself. You are wasting the most priceless asset you own, time. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great philosophers of Stoicism, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that you can only control yourself, not the world around you. So why worry about things beyond your control when you can build a better life starting from within? Today, I want to invite you to explore with me the 6 Stoic principles that help you focus on yourself and stop wasting time. Before we begin, leave a comment with the phrase, "I focus on myself and stop wasting my time," and get ready to change the way you see life. Principle number 1, the dangers of comparison. There is a truth that we are constantly attacked by images of success, beauty, and achievements that are often created for the purpose of comparison. The danger of constant comparison is great, as it distracts us from the true purpose of life, focusing on our own development and progress. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This quote invites us to look inward rather than outward, to measure our journey based on personal potential rather than the short-term standards of others. The time we spend comparing ourselves to others is the time we lose in pursuing personal growth. When reflecting on your life, consider the immense value of time and the importance of using it wisely. Time is the most valuable resource we have. It is limited, and once it passes, it never comes back. The ticking of the clock should not be overlooked, for every moment holds the potential for personal growth, reflection, and progress. However, we have wasted time not only physically, but also mentally, by comparing our lives to others. In doing so, we deprive ourselves of the opportunity to truly invest in our own potential. Every time we look around, comparing our lives with others, we temporarily shift our focus away from our own path. In those moments, we do not live for ourselves, but for the expectations or achievements set by others. This is the subtle yet dangerous trap of comparison. It is a thief of time and energy. Investing in your own development, however, is an entirely different matter. It's not about external symbols of success, such as money, status, or recognition. It's about the commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. This is a journey that only you can undertake. Unlike the fleeting and often distorted images we see on social media, true growth comes from continuous improvement and self-awareness. It's easy to get lost in the noise of external comparisons, but it's only when we stop and listen to our inner voice that we can make real progress. Self-awareness is the first step in this process. Understanding yourself is the key to unlocking the door to growth. Without self-awareness, any efforts at improvement will be misguided because you're acting without knowing where you stand. How can you grow if you don't know where your starting point is? If you don't fully understand your strengths and weaknesses, you will struggle when faced with challenges. The Stoic philosophers taught that self-knowledge is fundamental to living an ethical and fulfilling life. Epictetus, another great Stoic philosopher, reminded us, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." Once you have self-awareness, the next step is to set clear and achievable goals. These goals should be realistic, attainable, and aligned with your potential. The journey of self-improvement is not about trying to achieve everything at once, but about making steady progress step by step. By setting small, easily achievable goals, you can build momentum for greater progress in the future. For example, the story of Oprah Winfrey is a prime example. When Oprah started her television career in the 1980s, she was not a prominent figure in the industry. In fact, she faced many challenges, rejections, and contempt from many people in the field. However, instead of looking at her colleagues or other television shows for comparison, Oprah decided to focus on her own uniqueness and create a distinct style. She continually invested in improving her communication skills, connecting with the audience, and building a television show that was not just entertainment, but also provided profound spiritual value to viewers. With her dedication and vision, Oprah developed The Oprah Winfrey Show into one of the most successful programs in television history, changing the way talk shows were produced worldwide. Oprah's journey is a prime example of staying focused on yourself and not letting comparisons with others affect your own path. When you set goals for yourself, whether in work or in life, remember that each small victory builds confidence and provides motivation for you to keep going. Over time, these accumulated successes will create steady progress. In fact, each time you achieve something, no matter how small, you not only prove to yourself that progress is possible, but you also reinforce your belief in your own abilities. This is the power of self-confidence and independence. As you continue to focus on your own development, you will gradually no longer feel the need to compare yourself to others. However, the dangers of comparison don't stop at distracting us from our goals. Continuously measuring ourselves against others can lead to feelings of insecurity and low self-worth. In contrast, by choosing to focus on our own path, we regain control over our emotions and self-esteem. You no longer need validation from others because your confidence comes from within. The true reward is not surpassing others, but becoming the best version of yourself. So I ask you, how much time have you wasted today looking at the progress or success of others? How many moments have you spent wishing for something different in life? Marcus Aurelius taught us that the key to living a fulfilling life is not chasing the temporary ideals of others, but pursuing the development of our own character. It's time to stop comparing, stop wasting precious moments, and focus on the most important project, yourself. Principle number 2. Embracing progress over perfection. We can easily fall into the trap of searching for a perfect version of ourselves or our work, which not only creates invisible pressure, but also hinders our progress. The Stoic philosophy, of which Marcus Aurelius is one of the most prominent representatives, emphasizes that progress, not perfection, is the key to inner peace and long-term success. When we realize that life is an ongoing journey of imperfection, we find strength in making gradual progress rather than getting stuck in the trap of unattainable perfection. The first step toward progress is to address negativity, both from external sources and within ourselves. Our work environment or life may be filled with negativity, from dissatisfied colleagues to unresolved issues. But instead of letting these factors control our thoughts and emotions, we can learn to detach our minds from negativity. For example, if a meeting makes you feel stressed and criticized, rather than getting angry or feeling insecure, try staying silent and focusing on the positive aspects. This silence is not a weakness, but an expression of inner strength. When you don't react to negativity, you've gained control over your emotions and preserved your self-respect. It's not only external negativity, but also the negative thoughts within ourselves that are among the biggest obstacles to progress. Thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," are invisible barriers that stop us from moving forward and trying new things. However, to progress instead of seeking perfection, you need to learn to recognize and confront these negative thoughts, replacing them with more positive ones. For example, when you feel incapable of completing a challenging task, instead of thinking, "I can't do this," remind yourself, "I can learn and improve every day." This shift in mindset will help you gain a more positive outlook and greater self-confidence. An essential part of progress is learning how to let go of the past. Sometimes we carry old wounds or past mistakes in our hearts, which weigh us down and hinder our progress. Forgiveness does not mean accepting wrongdoing, but rather freeing yourself from anger and resentment. When you let go of the past, you create space for new opportunities and personal growth. Finally, building positive habits is a crucial factor in maintaining progress. Surround yourself with positive people, engage in inspiring activities, and always remember to feel gratitude even in the most difficult circumstances. A prime example is J.K. Rowling, the famous author of the Harry Potter series. Before achieving great success, Rowling went through a challenging time, from poverty and unemployment to being rejected by publishers multiple times. However, instead of being overwhelmed by negativity, she built a positive habit, persistently writing and maintaining self-belief. Moreover, Rowling always emphasized the importance of gratitude, as even in the toughest times, she felt grateful for the opportunities and lessons in life. It was her perseverance and positive attitude that helped her overcome all difficulties and become one of the best-selling authors in the world. The final key to achieving progress is personal discipline and patience. Sometimes, the road to success is not always smooth, but perseverance and discipline will help you overcome challenges. Instead of just chasing perfection, focus on small goals and make progress step by step. On the journey of progress, we don't need to be perfect, but we need to be persistent and continuously improve ourselves. Progress, whether small or large, is worth appreciating. Focus on yourself, build good habits, and maintain discipline to avoid wasting time. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. Please leave your thoughts and opinions on progress over perfection in the comments below. Principle number 3, rejecting distractions. Imagine for a moment that time is a precious, irreplaceable asset. How would you treat it? Marcus Aurelius, with his timeless wisdom, might say that every moment we let slip away without purpose is a moment we can never reclaim. Reflecting on how we spend our time encourages us to focus on what truly matters and to reject distractions that diminish our potential. In the modern world, distractions are more prevalent than ever. Social media notifications, endless emails, and the allure of entertainment can steal our most valuable asset, time. Marcus Aurelius understood that to live a purposeful life, we must become strict guardians of our time. By protecting it, we attract those who respect and cherish our time as much as we do. It is a silent, yet powerful declaration of self-worth. When you stop allowing others or external factors to dictate how you use your time, you begin to show respect for yourself and prioritize what truly aligns with your core values. How do we start rejecting distractions? The first step is to identify and minimize sources of distraction in our lives. We often find ourselves caught up in meaningless social media scrolling, responding to unimportant emails, or participating in purposeless meetings. These are the time thieves of the modern world. By setting clear boundaries and choosing to disengage from these distractions, we can create more space for what truly matters. An effective strategy is to allocate specific times to check emails and social media, ensuring these activities do not consume your entire day. Similar to organizing a reasonable work schedule, purposeful time management protects your energy and focus. Effective time management doesn't mean filling every moment of your day with activities. It's about focusing on the quality of what we do. For instance, if you're working on a task that requires deep thinking, it's crucial to give yourself the mental space to engage with the work uninterrupted. Stoic philosophy encourages us to value not just the results, but also the process. Every moment spent on purposeful work is a moment well invested. By cultivating this mindset, we realize that time isn't just a series of hours. It's the canvas on which we paint the life we desire. One of the most powerful tools we have in time management is building reasonable habits and schedules. Just as muscle training strengthens the body, cultivating time management habits fortifies our ability to focus. Start small by dedicating 15 minutes a day to an uninterrupted task that aligns with your goals. Over time, you'll find these small moments accumulating into a powerful habit that supports your growth and progress in every area of life. At the same time, we need to surround ourselves with people who respect our time. The people we associate with significantly influence how we use our time. If you are surrounded by individuals who constantly distract you or drain your energy, it's time to establish clear boundaries. Stoics like Epictetus emphasize the importance of choosing friends wisely, as their influence can either propel you forward or hold you back. By learning to say no to relationships that do not help you grow, you create space for those who uplift and support your development. Equally important is eliminating negativity, whether it comes from external factors or from within our own minds. Negative influences can cloud our vision, distract us from our goals, and sap our energy. Identifying and removing sources of negativity is essential, whether they stem from people, environments, or our own thoughts. When we learn to set boundaries and shield ourselves from negativity, we create a mental space where positive thoughts, ideas, and actions can flourish. In some cases, limiting negative relationships may require us to make difficult decisions. There might be a colleague who consistently undermines your efforts, or a friend who constantly brings drama into your life. It's crucial to recognize that your time and energy are too valuable to waste on such relationships. Sometimes this means having tough conversations to set clear expectations, or, in extreme cases, cutting ties entirely. When we do this, it's not just about protecting our time, it's about honoring ourselves. Ultimately, protecting your time is the greatest act of self-respect. It declares that you value your potential, your goals, and your future. When you stop letting distractions dictate your life, you begin to take control of your destiny. The teachings of Marcus Aurelius remind us that time is finite and precious. How we spend our time reflects who we are and who we are becoming. By mastering the art of time management, we not only enhance our productivity, but also demonstrate respect for ourselves. Looking ahead, the next clear step is that focusing on yourself becomes the next crucial part of this journey towards self-mastery. How can you concentrate on what truly matters? How can you make choices that align with your deepest values and aspirations? Let us explore the value of focusing on yourself, a practice that not only helps you find inner peace, but also elevates every aspect of your life. Principle number 4, value of focusing on yourself. What would your life look like if you chose to focus entirely on yourself? This is not a call to selfishness, but a profound invitation to reclaim your energy and time, redirecting them to become the person you aspire to be. At the core of personal development lies the principle of setting clear goals and treating their pursuit like building muscles through exercise. Imagine an athlete preparing for a competition. Each training session enhances their endurance, hones their skills, and prepares them for greater challenges. Similarly, when you commit to specific goals and work on them daily, you build resilience and cultivate your capabilities. For example, if you aim to learn a new skill such as programming or public speaking, consistent effort over time can turn the impossible into reality. However, to truly excel, you must first eliminate what is unnecessary. Just as clearing debris is essential for building a solid foundation, removing toxic influences, distractions, and unnecessary commitments from your life allows you to focus on what truly matters. Consider Jane, a professional balancing a demanding job with personal aspirations. By saying no to endless social obligations and time-wasting habits like mindless web browsing, she found the space to earn a new certification, paving the way for a promotion. Her story highlights the transformative power of decluttering your life. An essential pillar of growth is maintaining a curious and learning mindset. Reading books, listening to podcasts, or exploring new ideas will expand your horizons, keeping your mind sharp and adaptable. For example, a business leader who dedicates daily time to reading about industry trends. Their continuous learning equips them with the ability to navigate challenges creatively, staying ahead in a competitive landscape. However, all these efforts are futile without the backbone of discipline. Discipline acts as the steady hand, guiding you through moments of wavering motivation. Imagine a student preparing for an important exam. On days when enthusiasm wanes, their disciplined study habits ensure consistent progress. Discipline is not a constraint, it is the key to sustaining momentum when the initial excitement fades. Patience is also indispensable on this journey. Growth rarely follows a straight line. Obstacles and delays are inevitable. Instead of yielding to frustration, embrace patience so you can persist through the valleys. Reflect on the story of a gardener planting a tree. Despite months of care without visible growth, they trust the process, knowing that roots must form before the tree flourishes. Your personal growth mirrors this organic development. Furthermore, learning to appreciate the journey more than the destination enriches the experience. Life's milestones are fleeting, but the lessons and habits you cultivate along the way stay with you. For example, the sense of accomplishment a marathon runner feels doesn't just come from crossing the finish line, but from the discipline, training process, and resilience built during the preparation. To maximize growth, you must also fiercely protect your time. Time is finite and irreplaceable, yet it is often wasted on trivial matters. Imagine treating time as a form of currency. Would you spend it on tasks and interactions that add no value? A conscious approach to time ensures it is wisely invested in activities aligned with your priorities. To achieve this alignment, identify your true priorities and link your daily actions to them. For instance, if health is a priority, schedule regular workouts and prepare healthy meals. If relationships matter, dedicate undistracted time to loved ones. These deliberate choices reflect your values and ensure meaningful progress in the areas that matter most. Another key strategy is mastering the art of saying no. This simple word empowers you to protect your time and energy from commitments that detract from your goals. Imagine being asked to take on additional tasks at work that don't align with your aspirations. Politely declining allows you to focus on high-impact activities, a decision that reinforces self-esteem and clarity. Ultimately, the ability to set boundaries is foundational to personal growth. Boundaries create a protected space where you can thrive. Consider a freelancer who establishes clear working hours. This boundary not only enhances their productivity, but also safeguards their personal life. Without boundaries, your energy and focus become subject to external demands. In summary, the value of focusing on yourself is priceless. It requires intentionality, discipline, and courage to prioritize your growth over external distractions. Let this journey be guided by the timeless wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, urging you to transform potential into reality. What about you? How do you set boundaries in your life to protect your growth and peace of mind? Share your strategies in the comments and inspire and learn from one another. Setting boundaries isn't just a choice, it's a commitment to respecting your time, energy, and potential. Principle number 5, resilience through self-focus. In the ongoing journey of self-development, one of the most liberating formulas is transitioning from the pursuit of perfection to embracing step-by-step progress. This simple yet profound mindset not only alleviates the pressure of achieving perfection, but also nurtures resilience through growth and self-focus. The journey of focusing on oneself begins with a critical question. Are you striving to meet unattainable standards, or are you committed to improving little by little? Emphasizing progress means acknowledging that small, consistent efforts accumulate into significant change. This approach naturally builds resilience, adaptability, learning capacity, and the ability to persevere even in the face of failure. For example, imagine someone training for a marathon. Instead of fixating on completing the race with a record-breaking time, they celebrate small milestones, running an extra mile, shaving a few seconds off their pace, or simply maintaining their training on tough days. Each step reinforces their strength and boosts their confidence in their ability to improve. When viewed through the lens of progress, failures are no longer ultimate obstacles, but become valuable learning opportunities. In Stoic philosophy, failure is not a source of shame, but a catalyst for improvement. Marcus Aurelius taught us to recognize the practical formula of our reality. When encountering mistakes or setbacks, focusing on the essence allows us to ask, what can I learn from this? How can I adapt? This mindset not only preserves mental energy, but also equips us with tools to grow and thrive. Focusing on progress also enhances performance and adaptability. Life is full of unexpected events, and a mindset clinging to safety tends to falter under such pressures. In contrast, an approach centered on prioritizing fundamental options allows us to recalibrate as circumstances change. Consider a professional working on a carefully planned project, but encountering unforeseen external changes. Rather than succumbing to failure, they focus on content to reassess priorities and devise creative solutions, ultimately achieving results that exceed initial expectations. This flexibility, born from a commitment to progress, becomes an invaluable asset in both personal life and work. Another critical element of resilience through self-focus is the ability to embrace feedback. Instead of viewing feedback as criticism, treat it as a valuable compass to navigate the path of growth. Imagine a writer sharing their work with a trusted mentor. Initial feedback might reveal weaknesses in style or structure, but rather than perceiving it as a personal failure, the writer uses it to refine the work. This willingness to listen to and apply feedback not only fosters unique skills, but also supports continuous improvement. A progress-focused mindset encourages acceptance of imperfection as a natural and necessary part of growth. Often, the fear of making mistakes stifles creativity and limits our potential. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In the pursuit of personal development, perseverance becomes a companion. Building something meaningful, whether a skill, career, or relationship, requires time and consistent effort. Resilience through self-focused work means committing to the process rather than clinging to immediate results. Like a gardener who understands limits, they recognize that seeds planted today will not bloom tomorrow. They nurture and wait, knowing growth is happening beneath the surface. This mindset fosters a sense of fulfillment as every stage of progress becomes a joy, reinforcing the value of presence. The long-term benefits of focusing on the process are immense. By shedding the burden of perfection, we experience greater joy and satisfaction in the journey itself. Success is no longer defined by an unattainable ideal, but by the fulfillment found in consistent effort and harmony with oneself. Over time, this approach builds a foundation of resilience and strength, equipping us with the ability to face challenges with composure and determination. By staying true to our values and embracing incremental growth, we cultivate a life filled with purpose and meaning. Remember, resilience through self-focus is a transformative approach to life's challenges. By prioritizing progress over perfection, we nurture adaptability, accept imperfection, and develop the presence necessary for sustained growth. Stoic wisdom teaches us that strength lies within ourselves, and through focusing inward, we can achieve a life of wholeness and meaning. Principle number 6. Final motivational insights. Imagine you are standing in the middle of a room full of noise, where everyone is talking about success, fame, and distant goals. They are eagerly discussing, trying to impress with their achievements. But in the corner of the room, there is one person who says nothing. He sits quietly, his gaze deep as if questioning himself. Is what I'm doing truly important to me, or am I just trying to gain the recognition of others? This is the core lesson that Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor of Rome, emphasized. He was not only a great leader, but also someone who understood the power of patience and focusing on what truly matters, the personal journey. When you stop wasting time on things beyond your control, you will realize that focusing on yourself is not just a choice, but a deeply meaningful way of life. Every day, you make hundreds of choices, small decisions that, though seemingly insignificant, shape who you are. From how you choose to react to challenges to how you decide to spend your time, each decision is a brick in the foundation of your future. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in Meditations, "Our life is what our thoughts make it." This not only reminds you of your power to control, but also affirms that focusing on your personal journey is the true way to honor yourself. When you focus on what matters most to you, you're not just living, you're living with purpose. Committing to your dreams is not just an action, it's a quiet declaration that your goals are worth it. However, to do so, you need a strong mindset, one that is focused on your core values rather than seeking approval from others. A vivid example of this is the story of a marathon runner who does not race to be the fastest. but to overcome himself. With every step, he does not look at the runner beside him, nor care about judgment. He only focuses on his own breath and footsteps. In the end, he not only completes the race, but also experiences the profound meaning of commitment, truth in action, and dignity in will. To focus on your own path, you must have the courage to face challenges. Life is filled with obstacles, from judgment and failure to temptations that make you want to give up. But what's important to remember is that each difficulty is a lesson, an opportunity to build your own legacy. Imagine climbing a high mountain. Every painstaking step, every scratch on your hands gives you inner strength and brings you closer to the summit. As Marcus Aurelius affirmed, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you respect your personal journey, you not only build self-confidence, but also free yourself from the pressure of competing with others. This does not mean isolating yourself, but rather understanding that you are on your own path, where the speed and direction are decided by you. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that instead of looking to others for recognition, we should look within and ask ourselves, am I living in accordance with my values? Life is a series of priorities. When you focus on your own values and goals, you will no longer be caught in the whirlwind of comparison or expectations. A small story. A gardener spends his entire life taking care of his garden. He doesn't pay attention to the gossip about his work. He focuses only on the tree he is nurturing. After many years, the tree blooms and bears fruit, and people begin to admire his work. But for him, the true meaning lies in the daily journey of caring for it, not in the admiration of others. Your journey is unique. There will be times when you feel tired, want to stop, or doubt whether you're on the right path. But remember, each step, no matter how small, matters. Patience not only helps you overcome challenges, but also serves as proof of your inner strength. Be patient on your journey. Don't waste time on things beyond your control. Trust that every right choice you make today will lead you to a fuller and more meaningful life. We have explored the power of focusing on ourselves and stopping the waste of time, a valuable lesson from Marcus Aurelius and Stoic philosophy. Through this video, I hope you realize that self-control and focusing on what matters not only lead to success, but are also the key to living a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So, what about you? What makes you feel like you're wasting the most time, and what will you do to change that? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a 1 in the comments. Or if you have suggestions for improvement, leave a 0. We're always listening to make things better. Don't forget to hit like if you found this video useful, share to spread a meaningful message, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. A new video will appear at the bottom of the screen. Don't hesitate to click and continue your journey of building inner strength and finding inspiration. See you in the next video.